We've been not any blue. Almost say something in chat if you.
They can at least our mics are on live. Yep.
Yes, it is. Let me. Oh, okay. Technology time. Because it's telling me. There it is.
Yep,
there it is.
I thank you. It's medical. Are very stylish.
Got a few lights you can see in my corner here.
Two on my glasses.
I want to make sure that the board is nice for you guys today. And here, you got these during. Never had a chance to really show. Always so much.
Yes, I actually. Everyone's like, favorite character is probably going to be Heisenberg, and then literally, I had just gotten these. I just got back from.
So it's pretty awesome. Yes, we are. I finally got that webcam I was talking about. So we're gonna see that in a minute. In fact, let me show off a little bit here. Check out our setup tonight. So we've got our webcam showing.
Audio is
cutting in and out. Let's fix that.
We're gonna unplug our mic, plug it back in.
Okay, we're gonna try that. For the most part, I'm hoping there's a lot of talking tonight. Of course,
there is a lot of.
Because I'm gonna be talking to you guys like you've never seen this before. Because I know a lot of you haven't, and there's a handful watching tonight that have seen earlier versions of this game. So yes, Ola. Sorry,
Penny.
We're gonna see us doing this a lot because I've got my computer different tonight too. We can usually see you all better. But so first thing we're gonna point out is you'll notice that below our pictures, we got player numbers. We couldn't get Gabe's player 2 to work, so we've got him on player 1.
Yes.
In fact, his name's not player 1. Let's get that updated. Right. Gabe, what's your name tonight?
Agger. A-G-E.
Agger. Cool. There we go.
Where? Gotta choose this guy for Agger. Her back over.
All right. So.
Oh.
We're just knocking everything over. Bob your heads to the beat.
Yeah.
So, little honesty here. This stream setup, I said it was new. I was trying to get it perfect for tonight. So I work at a bakery. I wake up really early in the morning, so like 3 in the morning. I'm not used to that. I'm used to going to sleep around 3. It's completely flipped my clock. But I woke up at 3 and I started setting up this stream. And one thing I didn't get time for is our background music. And I hate that because I was going to change it to a new channel. I was going to set that up to be a nice little background. Yeah. So, anyway. I intend, if this goes well, if you guys are interested in playing, I do intend on getting a few people in and having them fill in our missing spots. Yes. I'm actually pointing the right direction this time. Look at that. So we've got a player 2 slot and a player 3 slot. Gabe tonight's going to be playing against by himself. He's running solo.
That's going to be 5 enemies.
Yeah,
so eventually it's against all odds.
So he starts off outnumbered with 5 against 1. So, and thank you for the follow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Please keep turning your notifications. We do some random streams. We've got I don't think we can talk about it yet. Can we?
We actually can. I have actually been invited to Halo Infinite early this, as well as next week. This week, early arena. Next week, big team battle and arena
on Infinite, on the new one,
on brand new Halo. So if you want to come by, check it out and see. out how the multi definitely too.
We know what time?
As it's I haven't figured out times because I'm that email.
Which is why notifications. But we know what day to be looking for Gabe. So anyway,
hello Astro, hello.
Hey, you know what? Your name. Think of a good question.
Okay.
That is something that maybe someone knows the answer to. Maybe they have to Google it. And
okay.
whoever answers it first becomes your player name.
Oh, so whoever answers the question in chat first, their username becomes my name.
If they want to.
If you want to do that, that's pretty. I actually already have a question. If you want to do that, and the question is, if you can answer it first, is what was the Big Bang Theory's original name proposed by the scientists?
Oh, that's a good question. Awesome.
There are two answers possibly to it. I'm looking for one of them.
Watch them find the third one. That's
he has come out and said this was always my favorite name, but I couldn't name it then.
I'll give it a little bit of time.
One's like, bet I can answer that. All right. So, started on this.
So if you want your name to be Gabe's character name tonight, oh, what is it?
Lenny Penny Kenny.
You know, I never realized that all their names rhyme. That's awesome. Anyway.
Einstein.
But keep guessing. So yes, talk a little bit about just the basics in the game here as we get started.
Right path with.
But yeah, so future dates. If you guys like this game, we will incorporate some guests. Got on. I will compatible with the we're done on Hex. Did that like we just back over. Yeah, so now I know there's a this one has add to backstory. Right.
Lisa.
I had some friends, good friends of mine. Love to. Where we can hear ourselves.
Now. And
But let's do this. Let's do this. I bet this helps a lot. We're sorry. The angle is horrible for me. Just a second here. didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have to do this. I didn't want to
Like,
do this.
hello. Main mic. Hello.
And that is filters. All
That
right.
is without oh.
And
Can we still be heard?
that
Hello.
looks good
Hello.
here.
It's looking good on our end.
Cut it one more time here.
All right.
Okay. That should do it a lot better, actually. I have removed every filter off my mic, so we might sound a little uglier than we were before. But
All right. Cool.
we good? We good?
All right. Hopefully
good?
that should work. We just reset the mic about 3 or 4 times, so hopefully that is. We removed all filters on it, so it should be coming up. Because on our end, we see it up and running. We see it recognizing.
I know it's fighting against me, and it's nothing I can switch right now, so I'm hoping it stays.
All right. It sounds like we're coming through. I can understand. He tends to leave to get food very late when we're supposed to leave.
Okay, so
Before the mic issues started picking up, Aaron was about to go on the backstory of this game.
Yes.
So we'll go on ahead and explain that.
this is it.
We sound beautiful. Great.
Thank you.
Welcome
Anyway.
to today's ASMR. I'm joking.
I can't lick my ear. All right.
How much for the Keyblade? Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I've got a lot of nerdy stuff around my house. So if I ever got rid of that Keyblade, my wife would have my head. We might show it off a little bit later, though. Can you see it's a Keyblade? I see stuff in the way. But you're right. Okay, anyway, so I had some friends who wanted to learn a popular dungeon game, and I agreed. And these are two, and I hope they're watching. They'll know who I'm talking about.
And
It's
hopefully
two
they
brothers that I've known all through high school and after high school, and the whole family's really competitive, and I love that about them. But I learned very quickly that it was put on me to teach them how to play this game, which I knew nothing how to play. So I went and bought the books, read the instruction manuals, but I knew that as soon as I brought this to them, they were going to be asking how to min-max characters and wanted answers like immediately. And it just didn't work out very well. So what ended up happening is we played a little goof around game, we made up our own stuff, and I had another friend heard that we did this and wanted me to play with them. And so instead of teaching them what I thought I knew, I made up my own little game that was, I took the mindset of Skyrim, where you can pick up anything you want and be proficient. There's not a class system, right?
Yeah.
And so I took that idea and I made different categories and different abilities and put it on a dice system and made it leveling up like a tier system, kind of like Skyrim. You can level up your swords. Did that. That played well. Played through that, and honestly, I thought it was a really barely put together game, but they loved it. Like, they recruited their friends to come over and play. My sisters wanted to play. And I had a lot of fun with that. I just felt that it was incomplete. So I took that idea and I wanted to make randomly generated weapons. Like, all the abilities are random. It kind of built itself. And I did that, and I made that, and I made a binder, and I made a game around it, but I just didn't have... I had what most games have, which are these pre-written enemies that all follow a specific routine. That's one thing I didn't like about learning these book-based games, is that for the most part, in my experience, what I've seen is that this enemy is always going to look this way. This enemy is always going to look this way. So if you play it long enough, there's no surprise. You kind of know. And I didn't like that. I wanted a surprise. I wanted to go in there not knowing how difficult someone was before you start swinging your blade. So ultimately, I took that, I benched it, and created a new game using core elements of the old one to create this game, which you'll see tonight, which generates random enemies. It generates random bosses. It's on a random loot generator, so you don't know if you're getting swords, arrows, bows, armors, potions.
Do note, this is all physical too. There is no technology in this, so
Yeah.
it's a 100% random generator through hard.
Prototype we're using tonight has over 1,000 unique cards, has over 50 unique classes, no repeating anything.
Nothing's the same. If you item again, or you just got lucky.
And because of the system that I'm patented, it's patent pending right now, which means there's one more step before it finalizes. While we can talk about it, but because it hasn't finished that last step, there's a few things I can't show on screen because it might slow down and complicate.
All the patent process. Like, yeah, someone already has this. That's us.
It won't fail. What it is that it causes the people who powers that be, causes them to see that there were streams, have to if there were previous streams and if someone else had the idea. So if I keep it off stream, it's still patent pending. It's still protected, but it won't slow down that step. So we're far enough in where we can start sharing it. Something that we've been talking about for months. You'll get to see this. What's great about this game is that Gabe has helped me single-handedly. He's been in almost every one of my tests. I wanted a consistency. I love Gabe for it. All the testing, months of testing, not been a repeat. But really makes me feel good as a creator because I was scared that it was going to start lulling down and become like this meta that everything sat in. There's definitely tips and tricks when you play the game, but one thing I love about this game is not go in there saying I'm going to be this, this, and this. I had a group game I played where everyone separated before they started playing and said I'm going to be this role. I'm going to be this role. The way this game plays, I can't guarantee of any. I technically can't guarantee you're going to. So you can't go in there saying I'm going to be. Don't know. Now you should hit some healing. It's in there.
But
the way this game is created, I have no control. That's the best and worst part about this game. So, another interesting detail, just like any good dungeon crawl, is there are elements in the game of it can be good or bad that can mechanics of the way the combat would normally work. So, hopefully we'll see some of that tonight. I know we've gone through quite a bit of time of mic testing.
I've made
So one thing that I know some people are going to want to know is, as a creator, what does an RPG have to be? Because I will give you an insight of what to me. An RPG, good game, of course, a lot of time in. This is a game that, honestly, you're going to want at least 30 minutes. Play an hour. 2 hours is a good, solid round. But there's a floor system. But for me, I want different mechanics where I can build a character. I want different mechanics where I can follow into the class system. But most importantly, I want my own character. I want something to say, this is mine. I know there are dungeon games where you say this is my character, but you're still falling within a certain bubble. Have to. So, but yeah, so I like the idea of having that diverse, this is me. Gabe has favorite abilities and favorite cards he's never once been able to be a character twice.
Haven't. I've made a couple of busted characters, a couple of characters. Tactical prowess, proper ability.
He plays really well, but this game has beat him times, and it makes me happy.
It has. Like it's just.
And a lot of that has to do with the random boss generator. You can go in there and have an easy time, or you can come across this ridiculously empowered guy and have to play it really hard. I can't see the comments very well, so you have to bear with me here while I catch up.
TP Gold.
So TP Gold. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
so
that's to help with the dry erase mark.
Yeah. So going on that, so this actually cleans up what I was saying. An RPG can be really complicated, really like this plus this plus this plus that, and a lot of mathematics. So I wanted something, because that's the problem I had when I was first introduced to dungeon games. That it was so complicated. I still feel that these are better to be taught down. You find a friend that's Then you can learn what the house rules are, if there's house rules, whichever. My game, I can show this off. Oh, if I hit the right screen. So that's your character card. That's everything you know. No, this is actually not the right one. That's an enemy card.
This is your player card.
So you've got the player character card. So I was showing off an enemy, but it's the same stats. So you've got your level, of course. Let me go a little higher. You got your max HP, of course. You've got your strength, mind, and speed, which we'll get into in a little bit. And then, of course, your gold, how far you made it in the game. Merchant. There's a merchant incorporated in the game. So there's a merchant mechanic. And even better, the merchant level up and offer other bonuses too. Again, I try to focus on things. So I want a lot of options. I've put all my ready that I can pop up. I guess we'll talk a little bit about base stats, and then we'll go in and we'll talk a little bit about how you start. The only thing that's guaranteed, start a game, everyone starts at the same time. And honestly, this packet has been made as of just of everything. You get one magic rod, you get one sword, one basic bow, armor, and get into a might not actually be, but again, thank you for those who are watching. Thank you for those who have come in. But let me just show you a little bit about base stats so you can understand where we're coming here, and then get into and run off some base stats. How does stats work?
That's a lot of text.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, that's all the stats in one go. So unit level is actually really simple. It's just simply that. It's an indicator of how far you've progressed. I mean, I don't want to be boring about this, but most RPGs, it's really just that. Now, what's interesting about this is you will see effects and you will see cards that do effects based on a character's level or unit's level. That's cool. Max HP, again, the amount of damage you can take before you fall. Strength, in this game, it's the amount of items you can carry. So when you go around and you dungeon, it's going to be how much stuff you can take with you, right? So it also is going to play a part in a lot of your weapons, physical abilities, damage you do, melee punch. Mind, that's going to be basically your intelligence stat. It also determines how many items you. So you might have great strength, but only be able to carry just the sword because your mind's not high enough. You're not smart enough to be able to use a sword and a shield. And of course, there is elemental damage. There is elemental effects. So being able to equip more will allow you to open yourself up for different combos. Maybe you want this robe that increases your fire damage. Pair that with the staff that does fire damage. So the more things you can equip, the more combos you can. So that's interesting. And speed. Now, speed right now is going to be a little underrated. The number of turns you can take in a phase. A phase is, let's go into that. I don't want to go through tutorials the whole time, but I want to kind of get a basis of understanding before we just jump in. So, yeah, we're just going to make this as quick as we can here. If my buttons would work.
It just was up. There it is.
There we go. How do turns work? So, you know what? Scratch it. I'm just going to explain it. The turns themselves, what's going to happen is everyone's going to have a speed stat. Not quite the same as initiative, and I'll explain why. But speed is the number of turns you get. Losing my stuff. Number of turns you get per phase. So what is a phase? A phase is a increment of time where everyone takes their turn. So if I have a speed of 2, that means I get 2 turns. If Gabe has a speed of 3, he gets 3 turns. Now we're going to take turns. So me, then him, then me, then him, until our turns run out. And we'll have a turn counter so we know which turn we're on. But as soon as our turns run out, that's the end of the phase. So a lot of buffs, debuffs, and effects you gain, most of them end at end of phase. So what does that mean? The faster you are, the longer those effects last. Or if everyone's really slow, that's the shorter it can be. So it can help you and hurt you. But the beginning and ending of phase is a lot of where your resets are going to come in, and that's the longer the game, the more turns people get, the longer buffs and debuffs last. It really changes the mechanic and the dynamic. But now that we've covered base stats, I don't want to hold up too long. Gabe's already set up a character. He's already when you start a character, you start with 1 point in each base stat. So 1 strength, 1 mind, 1 speed. So you get a little bit of everything. You also get 5 points to put wherever you want between those stats.
And I have divided I've calculated 1 point to strength, so my strength is 2. 2 points. 2 points to mind, so I now have 3 mind, so I can equip 3 things at once, and 2 to speed, so I can take 3 turns. Do note, one other thing is that your strength determines your backpack size. So when that happens, I have the 2 strength. I can also carry 2 items in my backpack on top of equipping.
Yeah, so you can get upgrades for your backpack, which means if you're a magic character and you don't want to bump up your strength to carry more stuff, you can find these upgrades to help you along the way, so you're not just stuck. So that's interesting. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in. One thing I didn't do is get my enemy counters out there. So I'll admit
everything is still in the prototyping phase. We don't have, like, as you can see, some of these this miniature here. Aaron has quite a little collection of these, but not a lot of enemy ones. So as it sits, we're going very rudimentary with the enemies. So the enemies are actually just currently just little paper tiles that say 1 through 7. So
yeah, so that's okay. Gabe, I'm gonna have you help me set up while I unshuffle this. So we've loaded in our dungeon. So the dungeon consists of whatever characters you want to put in there, whatever enemies you want to put in there. And then we've got wild cards, which are the random attributes that you're going to see throughout the game.
Yes.
Which we'll explain that when that comes up, because I'm sure they will. When you start the game, I told you about how you'll start with the five items in your bag. Now, depending on what you put your stats in, you may or may not be able to use all of those things. And after that, you go to the merchant. So before you go and fight anything, before you go and fight any enemies or get set up, he pulled good.
I pulled real good.
Sorry, I can't do 2 things at once.
I know. You can keep explaining. I'm taking care of this.
So the idea, where was that? So we'll go to the merchant, which is what we're doing now. The merchant offers 5 items when we start, because the merchant starts at level 5. As the game progresses, you can choose to level up the merchant, which will then open up her inventory. Now, there's no... Again, I try to be minimal on here. I don't know if you remember everything that was on the stat card, but one thing that wasn't mentioned is you won't see mana, so you won't be tracking mana totals, and you didn't see experience. You won't be tracking experience, but you will level up. So the way we do that is there's hidden level up orbs all throughout the game. So the higher you level up your merchant, the more inventory she holds, which means that when you're going through this system, the better chances you are of hitting those level up orbs, which are great. They are actually more rare than they were intended to be. I am missing 1 more token before I feel good. I've lost a token.
That's fine.
Come on, there we go. Okay, sorry. So one thing that we're about to find out is Gabe's going to be offered some items. Now, he can... Let's do this. Merchant. So, he can sell anything he wants to the merchant for 5 gold. He can buy anything the merchant offers for 10. So, merchant's got to make some money. So, of course, they're going to give him less than what they're charging. Yeah. So from there, he can buy a meal, which is a item he can take with him as a one-time use. Heals for 25. That's actually quite considerable in this game. And meditate, so he can choose to spend gold to bump up his max health. Or revive players, which he's playing solo, so that only works if you're reviving an ally. He's got no ally. So, there's that.
Is there self-res in the game?
There is somewhere in the game, if it lets you. Hold on, I've got to take that. I've got my Stream Deck all kind of weirded out. So, once we're done, some of these cards are still very early prototype, so I can't actually show a lot of these on camera. There's not a whole lot of room here. So I'm going to go ahead and start seeing. So this, what?
All right,
Let's see how many enemies you're fighting. So one thing I like about this is it's not going to take 30 minutes to generate a dungeon for this guy. He is actually. We have a wild card already.
We have a wild card already?
So.
Wild card? Oh, so I'm facing. Okay.
So, you'll notice the letters match. So that stacks up.
Oh, I got a boss and a wild on the first level? Oh, God.
So, he's fighting. But there's not a whole lot of room here, so. Anyway.
I'm fighting 3 enemies as it sits, but we got to figure out what that level, what that wild card does.
So we are. Let me get this set up. You do your merchant.
Yes. As it sits, I pulled really good.
So we will look at that in just a minute. It's kind of tricky right now getting this set up because the lack of room.
So I'm already picking up 2 items. And gold.
All right, so give me a moment here while I get computer updated with what we're looking at with enemies. I've already generated 2 enemies. Easy, make that 3. I apologize ahead of time. This isn't the best kind of. I'm gonna have to put you on hold for just a second while I do some of this. We will look. Up his boss, and you'll see it. Like if you block me, it doesn't. Long.
It's actually very interesting. So for what's interesting is that the merchant's currently selling a it does it's 3 lightning damage. 2 passive is this talent deals damage. I'm doing now dealing 12. Good, but there is a side to it. It's a penalty. Max HP. Max HP. 5.
I'm gonna try not to boggle you down with too many, but sure.
Yes. Very helpful. Other. That would probably be my best bet is to pick that up. Items.
Which means carry now another item, and we'll see some of that in a little bit. Trying to get some actual gameplay going. I will say that we do have an lineup of enemies. So I've got already the classes built. Got already all the stats figured out. I like another seconds. Everything's ready for this whole dungeon encounter. I'm realizing now I am not setting myself up for enough space. In future streams, show off more of the table. I'm really makeshift. Now I'm learning a lot on. And so, what type of equipment do you need? Well, I'm going to update the computer stats here in a minute. All you need actual dungeon deck have. So unlike most dungeon games, like a whole collection of dice, cards, or all this.
Now note there actually a in the
I've had made that the 10 version. I've actually simpler. I don't want to talk into detail. We want to get in the game, don't we?
Yeah. So just to clarify with y'all, what I'm currently and one of the passive HP, while it is a my mind is equipped it. Its other passive, which is the great part, is that whenever I am dealt damage from within a space of 1, so if they're right next to me, it restores 3 HP to myself and an ally within my space within one space of me we're actually playing together. But since I am solo, that's a self heal for me. I'm healing for my mind stat every time I take damage with it.
It'll make sense later.
It will make sense.
This game's a little weird at first, but once it starts going, it runs smooth and it runs fast.
I also picked up that wand I mentioned earlier. That is the fire wand, or the Starlight wand. My bad, Starlight wand, and that's the one that dealt the lightning damage up to 3 spaces, but dealt an additional 3. But I do lose 10 HP while it is equipped, so I forgot to put that on. So my health is actually 35 at the moment.
Good.
Which is still a good bonus.
It's not good. He's actually wearing some armor that bumps it up.
And then the last thing I picked up was a giant 2-handed sword. She was selling the sword. Now this sword is crazy. When I activate it or when I use it, I deal strength times 5 to an enemy within 1 space.
That's actually really good in this game.
It's really good, and it has a passive that gives me a bonus to strength. So as it sits, my strength is no longer 2, it is now 3. My stats are all evened out at 3. It's all rounded. But that's 3 times 5. That is 15 damage. That is a 2-hit for most enemies.
Okay, so let's get started. Sorry, not to interrupt him. I'm ready to play. I think you guys are ready to watch. We got some emojis.
There are a lot of dogs. And maybe
okay.
a cat.
So we're going to start this interesting. So we pulled a wild card that we talked about, right? So I went ahead and I name.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So, wild cards play differently. Generating enemies, generating loot, which doing enemies. But a particular card is 50-50 on either. It could be a trap or dust. So, we're gonna go ahead and have Gabe roll on the board. So with the 7. Actually is really easy. As the player rolls a dice, you're the only player.
Hey, I roll it out.
So
7.
For this card, the player who rolled the dice for this card must weapon or arm have equipped, or they permanently lose -10. You hit an acid trap.
I hit an acid trap? Oh, no, item destruction has to be quit, not an attack, right?
I think it's just. So they have equipped. They have equipped.
Oh no, all the good stuff I just picked up.
So you know all that bragging he just a minute ago? We're gonna go ahead and just take him down a notch.
Dang that wild card. Alright. I don't want to. But guess what that does? Bumps my HP up.
So, interesting thing about this game, items it's gone rest of the game back. So, yeah.
So at range, I have to. I did.
Okay. figured out. Okay, so we got started. We took Gabe down a notch already.
Yeah,
I think you can still keep swinging though.
I can.
I don't think you don't have a whole lot over there anyway.
I only have.
So I have updated the stats. So with Gabe, I didn't do stats. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, Gabe, what's your max HP?
5 right now.
That's crazy. He starts at 25. He almost doubled it already. All right, so we're updated. There we go. So we've got. I don't think anyone got your question. So if you look down here on Gabe's side, you'll see that he's got his HP and his. I don't want to list all the because I've only got so much. So, you missed all the audio problems.
Cryo missed all the audio.
So, the way this works is we are going to be looking at speed being the indicator of who goes first. Gabe's got the most. He's going first.
I go.
The boss, the level 10 you see down there, is actually a boss. I meant to have a boss stamp, but I literally had set up run me from 3 in the morning till right about stream. But that is a boss character. We'll talk about them later. They've got a speed of 2, so they will go after Gabe. And then the Unit 4, Unit 5, I meant to update that to 2 and 3. But you know what? There's a better way of doing that.
We'll just
4 and 5. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. We're back in it.
So I'm gonna get. I've got a friend I asked about a project, and I'm hoping I'm gonna bring this back to his attention about getting these little like checker kind of tokens for these guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't. You got a lot of glare going on.
Yeah. Well, it won't be that bad of a glare as soon as we get back to it.
Okay. Well, you can follow on the screen that we have a 1, 4, and 5 for the units, and so on the board. Hey, that's actually great. That's probably the best we can do.
Yep.
Awesome. Anyway, keep in mind this is the prototype. Some things are pretty, basic. Pointing.
Yeah, some are basic.
So we're gonna go ahead and get going. I've already taken off your weapon. I love it.
Yeah, you took off one of my weapons, so I have to get close, which could be a very big negative to me, especially when the enemies start getting all overwhelmed.
He's got 2 healers. One's a boss healer, and another aggressive status effect.
The boss is a healer?
Boss is a healer.
Oh god.
And there's another healer.
Don't tell me it's the selfless monk.
No.
Okay, thank God.
No. This one can stun you.
Oh gosh dang it. Alright, so we ready to start?
So let's get going.
Alright,
so Gabe's first.
So turn 1, we're gonna put this up here because this indicates our turn counter.
You know what? For the viewers, is that better for you guys? Am I off camera?
Right there's a little.
Whatever. There we go.
Alright, so
it's not easy to see. I'm gonna have to put a text up.
So I move 1 space for my turn. Now it's all the enemy's turn.
Speaking of text, I have no. My chat box is not working.
Chat box isn't. Oh no. Well, I know when it comes to most of the enemies, they are going to try and move in as quick as possible and try to take me down.
Boo. We can see the chat. It's supposed to be on this screen. It's not showing. That's okay. Sad. Okay, so Gabe is gone. So we just go down the line. So although he's got more turns, he's not going to take them in a row. Or at least, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it moves to the next player that can play. So the next player is going to be the boss, actually. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to see. Here's what we can do each turn. I'll have Gabe talk a little bit about that.
So
I've actually got a bonus I wasn't accounting for.
Oh, he actually got a bonus. So when it comes to your turn, you're allowed to do one of these 5 actions. You're actually allowed to either move, you're allowed to do a melee action, you're allowed to activate a card that you have equipped. You can equip or swap, or you can actually pass and recharge. So when it comes to the move, it's simple. You just move your character however many spaces you're allowed to move, which most of the time it's just 1. Now there are other movement ability cards that let you move more spaces, but those aren't on the board right now. There's then the melee action. If you don't have a card that can activate, you can do a base melee action which steals your strength. Then activation, that's going to be every card in or every piece of loot that you pick up or can be activated. So some of them have cooldowns, some of them have recharges. Cooldowns are in effect until the end of phase.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. I got another card for that when that comes up.
Okay, cool. And then you have equip. So let's say I don't need this sword equipped. I need the bow that's in my backpack. I can pull out that bow, equip that, and put my sword back in. But that's my turn. And the last one would be the pass and recharge. If there's no good move for you to make, you can pass your turn. And then let's say you have an item that's on recharge, which means you have to take a turn to recharge its power.
So the boss is good to go. I moved her forward. The next character I pulled, I don't like what she's wearing, so I actually did one of those equipped actions. So with an enemy, I can roll a dice and it will tell me what they are wearing now. So
note int at any.
So that's pretty great that an enemy can seek out things that are specific to them. So that's pretty fantastic. I like that. I'm keeping that. So number 4, use their turn to reroll. So number 5. Don't like that one either. So we're gonna reroll for 5. And I rolled a 3, which is very good.
Typically, the higher the number, the better the. That's not at 7, and it does much better for you than 10 does. But that's all. That's the great thing about it. You get which one doesn't work. May work. If not, then
good word.
Yeah, the dice is fine.
Gotcha. Okay, so boss moved forward. The next 2 went ahead and re-rolled. I don't like that last roll either, so they'll probably be rolling again. And I am done with my turn, so it comes back around to Gabe.
Which we now move on to turn 2.
Turn 2, because it's his second turn, right? So we're on second turns. Now, so pointing this out, and then I won't keep echoing this, but I want to kind of show how phases work. Unit 4 and Unit 5, let me point the camera. 5, 4. You'll see they have speed 1, so they cannot take a turn until everyone else has finished theirs. So Gabe still has 2 more turns, and the boss still has 1, so they're kind of out of luck for a while. But that being said, Gabe, your go.
Boss has already moved?
But I haven't done my second turn.
I've done my second turn.
Okay, so we are moving that way for boss.
All right, so then we move on to turn 3.
Nope, no, yes, you're right, because they're done.
4, 5 can't go.
I was just talking about turns.
Then I'm going to move forward 1 as well, and that's going to end the phase. So we're then going to.
And the reason being is because now we're moving to what would be turn 4, but no one can take an action in turn 4 because no one's got that much speed. So instead, the dice resets back to 1, and that's the beginning of a new phase. So again, this is important if there's buffs or debuffs or effects that are specific to that. But speed is recalculated at the beginning of each phase. Nothing changed our speed, so we know that we're back to Gabe.
Yes, so now that we're back to me, I'm going to move forward another 1, and now it's boss's turn.
So here's where the speed benefit comes in. He had a turn at the end because he's the fastest, and also because he's fastest, he gets to go first. So that's where you can really start comboing things off if you have that speed advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But investing into strength and intelligence helps with damage a lot too. So
it really
there's that. The last playtest, that's exactly what he did. He was knocking down houses. All right, so I've actually got some range on the boss.
Oh,
so
no.
I have a range of 3 on this ability I'm about to use. So you can see that he's clearly, I got 1, 2, 3. I could shoot past him if I wanted to. So I'm going to be doing earth damage to a target within 3 spaces. So I'm picking you, buddy.
All right.
If the target would be dealt damage by this talent, they gain the following debuff, which is Dizzy.
Oh my gosh.
He knows what that is.
You got me dizzy. So when it comes to dizzy, I can't do any action. I have to wait. I have to spend my turn to get undizzied.
So the way it reads is that at the start of this unit's turn, this unit being him, because it's the way that his debuff reads, the start of this unit's turn, you must take a pass action and then remove this buff at the end of your turn. So yeah, next turn, he's out of the way. Now, what's great about this particular piece of equipment is that it doesn't cool down, it doesn't recharge, so I can do this every one of my turns.
He literally can, so he can lock me out.
However, he's faster than me, so he's still going to have a little bit of time to run away. Oh, so my second piece of equipment gives me a boost to earth damage by 2. So my mind was 5, plus another 2. That's 7 damage that comes your way.
Ow, that hurts. And you have a stun? Oh, God.
So the boss is hitting hard tonight.
The boss is hitting hard and has the ability to stun.
So let's go ahead and keep you guys updated here. That 45 has recently just dropped to, what do we have?
38.
38.
Don't forget to update the bosses. At 45, not 50.
That is true. I took a penalty. So let me get the computer acting right. Go. I took a health penalty so I can do some extra damage, and I think it's worth it because I'm going to get a little cocky here. I hit Gabe pretty hard there. Anyway, so that's turn 1 for boss. Moving over to the next unit.
What you thinking?
Let's see. So I have a talent on this character that gains counters.
Oh.
So at the end of my turn, I add a counter, which we'll get back to that. So that's going to be 4. I'm just going to move forward with 4 and then add a counter.
All right.
So she, long story short, just to kind of let you guys know what Gabe's dealing with, since I can't show it on camera, I have a spell here that's going to give any target I choose gradual healing each turn. And every turn that passes, I get a counter on this card. And for each counter, I get to do an immediate healing for that much. So whenever I cast that buff. So Gabe's going to have a really hard time beating this floor.
I'm going to have a very tough time.
He wanted 2 characters going into this game. I told him, no, you get 1 this time. Deal with it. And
I'm going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. So the good news is, though, out of all of this, those 2 are pretty well set up. But are you rolling for me?
I am.
Shame.
You got a 7 this time.
Normally I'd give you heck for my roll that you stole, but I've not rolled higher than 4 for this character.
You're welcome.
I'll take this.
I'm
7.
making it harder for myself. Let's make this the tabletop of Dark Souls.
At the start of each combat encounter, or when this talent is equipped, gain the following buff. And that's actually gradual healing.
Oh, come on! They all have gradual healing now, so I have to... Oh, this is going to be...
Well, no one's got gradual healing except for this one, but there is potential for anyone to get number 4, can give it to anyone. So, but right now, I do until end of phase. It does fall off at end of phase. And reduce physical armor received by 2. I'm not worried about that with you. I'm done.
All right, so
I feel good.
We're now on to turn 2, and...
Did I mention this game can be difficult? Because Gabe's...
I'm going to take my turn to rest to get rid of Dizzy. It's now boss's turn.
So now it's boss's turn. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing again. I think that was 7 damage, right?
7
so
damage.
Mine is 5 plus 2. That's 7 damage and Dizzy again. So I'm locking him down.
This is going to be a horrible game. I can already tell. And I have Dizzy.
So, moving on to number 4.
4 can't
Oh,
move.
no, never mind. Turns are over for the next 2, because they're slower.
3, I'm going to get rid of Dizzy. Go back to 1.
No, you get 1 more turn. So I get 2 turns, you get 3. So your 3rd turn, you can move.
But you applied Dizzy on our second turn.
Your second turn went before me.
Yes.
I locked you down the whole time.
Yes, you did. So now I was locked down the whole time. Turn 1, I'm going to move 1 closer.
He's coming in closer.
And it's going to do it for me. So boss's turn.
What are you swinging at? What are you coming at me with? I'm not going to look. I'm going to keep it surprised. He knows all my secrets. They are on the board. Anyway, I know I'm babbling a lot. I know I've probably went over some of you guys' heads because I might have missed a couple details, but please let me know what you think in the chat.
I will deal with it, trust me.
If you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Either way, I think Gabe's in trouble. I'm not going to move. I'm just going to hit him again for another 7 and a stun. Or dizzy?
So by hitting me, since I am now within one space, I'm actually going to be receiving some self heal due to you hitting me within one space. So I'm
tell us about this card that you're using.
So the card I'm using is the Life Shield, and the Life Shield, on top of giving me a passive bonus to my max HP, it has a passive to wherever I am dealt damage within one space, I heal for my Mind Stat. So I am now within one space, and he's using that 7 hit on me, so I am healing for 3. So I'm only losing 4 health now. So that's going to put me down to 28.
I've almost got him to his starting HP, which is making me... There we go. Now my computer... What was that number? 28?
28, yes.
Apparently I missed a couple numbers here. There we go.
It's like we need a third person for the computer.
I was thinking about how next time we need 3, because it would just be smoother.
Yes.
And I haven't taken damage yet.
Not
You're
yet.
about to.
If you can not lock me up, yes.
So I'm gonna start locking you up naturally. So another 7 coming at you. Wait, I just did that.
Yeah, you just did that.
I just did that. Put that health back on there.
It's now 2's turn.
You're at 28. So 2 is...
Or 4's turn.
Well, yeah, sorry. We're going to move up 1.
Okay.
And...
5's turn.
And that's a counter on her.
Yes, it is. Counter.
This is not a spin down dice that I'm using for my counters. There it is. The start of each combat encounter, which is passed, and then I've already equipped it. So this is just reducing damage. I'm gonna go ahead and just reroll. This particular person's not working well.
It's
for me.
a 3. No, he had 3 before.
Yeah, I've rolled 3s and 4s all day long. Gabe gave me a 7. I just re-rolled it. But yeah, it's gonna be better when I can start showing off more cards on stream. What was that, a 3?
Yes. So note, I forgot to put on my dizzy debuff, so I can't do anything my next turn. I'll be locked up again.
All right. So Gabe's turn. He can't act because I'm making him dizzy. I'm throwing rocks at him, and he just can't.
So I have to pass the turn in order to get rid of dizzy, right? I can't use anything else.
So what happens is that you are forced to do a pass, and at the end of your turn, it falls off.
Okay, that's what it is. I was like, can I use my potion before? But no, I can't. I'm locked up.
It forces you to a pass.
Yeah, so I have to pass. Boss's turn again.
So smack you again for 7.
4.
And dizzy.
So I'm now at 24. This is going to be a very interesting fight.
Gabe's not used to having... So this is not a typical result. And I love it when we get games that are not your typical play. I had one game where all the enemies... Gabe was playing enemies that game. They all rolled ranged, and no one could approach them. No one could get to them.
Nope. The one time I play enemies, I'm just overpowered firing line. Like, they got close, bang, bang, bang.
So what's interesting here is that what you don't see is that each of these enemies have only one ability equipped at a time, except the boss who has 2. So she's actually taking advantage of a combo that's built into her. She's got one item that's a piece of armor giving her buffs to her mind stat and various elementals. And then her other move is the earth move that we just keep slamming Gabe with. And I'm going to keep spamming it as long as I can.
Alright, so that was turn 2. So we're going to turn 3, and I'm going to...
Go ahead and shake off the dizzy.
Gonna shake off the dizzy, which then goes ahead and moves us back to turn 1. So we're into phase next turn. Guess what, Aaron? Take 15.
15.
15. I am hitting you with the large double-handed sword. It deals 15 damage it deals strength times 5. My strength is 3, so it's going to deal 15 damage to you.
That drops me down. That drops me down.
I'm gonna chunk you down, and I have to do that.
So let me get this updated here. So that little 45 there is gonna drop to 30.
Let's go.
So
I'm dealing with it, guys.
So here's me and my counter. So we're gonna smack you again for the 7,
which is a 4, which puts me to 20.
Yep.
Okie dokie, so I'm at 20.
Yeah, we're definitely need another person here to update the computer while we play. I kind of thought we'd be going this way. 20's starting to get low.
I am getting low.
All right, so we hit you with Dizzy, and then we're moving over to the second unit. So unit 4. I need to get better tokens. They are not easy to see on screen.
This guy right here.
Yes, that guy. So I've got 2 tokens. So target unit within 2 spaces gains the following buff, which is the health regen, whichever.
Okay.
So at the start, so the way this reads is that the unit gains level HP at the start of their turn. So at each start of my turn, I will gain 10 back.
Oh God.
So
this is oh God.
This is not going well for Gabe.
This is not going at all.
So
if I knew that he had that dizzy stun, I would not have gotten close this early.
When I activate this card, then the targeted unit restores HP equal to the number of counters on this card. So I'm going to regain 2 just for gaining that buff.
You're gonna regain 2 health or 20 health?
I'm regaining 2 right now. It's minimal.
Oh, it's minimal right now?
It's minimal.
But at the start of his turn, he's going to get 10.
So we've got that 30, bumps back to 32. And then what happens here is this 2 now becomes a 3. You see where this is going to start.
Yeah, this is going to get
growing.
This is going to start getting real rough real quick.
And 5 is moving forward. You can move diagonal in this game because it's within 1 space, so it counts as far as I can tell. And that's the end of my group. So back to Gabe.
I have to pass because of that dizzy.
Shaking off that dizzy.
Shaking off that dizzy. So boss's turn again.
And we're gonna smack.
Hits me for 4.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Gabe.
This is not looking good at all.
This would have looked a lot better for Gabe if it wasn't for that wild card, which is what really...
That wild card is what hurt me, because I had range.
He had range, he had a good combo set up, and then out the gate, he had to go with the penalty.
Alright, so turn 3, I have to shake off the dizzy. We're going to turn 1, and we're going to move 1 back.
Okay.
So... boss's turn again.
That looks like a retreat, but I've got a range of 3. So what is that? 1, 2? Yeah, that's another smack.
Yep. So I am hit with dizzy. I take 4, which is going to be 12. Gosh, this is not looking good.
It's actually pretty great. So most of the games Gabe plays, he gets these god characters that are just ridiculous. So it's nice every so often seeing this.
That's hurt. That's hurting so much.
So
player 4.
So oh, sorry. Did I mention at the beginning of her turn she regains?
Yeah, she's going to go back up.
Put that at 42. Almost back at full. Because she regains 10.
Yeah.
So 4, I'm going to do exactly what you want me to. I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the melee attack for 4 because again, so there's a rule of 5 in this game.
I take 1.
Strength of 2, then you regain. Actually, you're going to gain life off of this, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Ha ha!
You're going to gain 1. I shouldn't have done that.
Yes, I regained.
And this 4.
Yeah, Aaron, just keep punching me with that 4, please.
So, this game has incorporated into it what I call the rule of 5. There's a lot of things you'll start off with 5. You'll start at level 5. You'll start on the 5th floor of the dungeon. You've got 5 stats in your character sheet. I was going somewhere with this. Oh, yes. So whenever you take a turn, you have 5 actions to choose between. The 1 being melee, so that's why I was able to punch him. That was a bad idea because I ended up giving him a life instead of taking any damage.
Yes.
But that is the end of my group. So moving over to you.
Alright, so I have to shake off dizzy. So that my turn's passed.
The one thing I didn't think about when I moved my characters forward.
Line of sight is a thing!
Line of sight's a thing.
He can't hit me with the boss right now.
So I don't really have a good shot there. Gabe's gonna love on this because that 15 damage is itching. That's itching. I goofed. That was my mistake. But I'll move back a little bit for
okay,
1.
So moving to turn 3, I'm gonna shake it off because I still had. No, wait, dizzy wasn't afflicted again. I could do something else.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've got turns.
Yes. We're gonna potion. We're gonna use potion so I can gain some health back.
Okay.
So
interesting thing. We're gonna call it 30. By the way, not
30,
25,
30. So the funny thing about the potion is that the potion can be activated from your backpack, so you don't need to have it equipped. But it heals for 10 health when activated to a target unit within one space. That means it can be myself or it can be my ally within one space. But it does have a penalty. It has a break chance. If you the heal still goes off, but you no longer have it.
So, the way that this works, the break chance in this game, I've got my little poster up.
I got it.
So, first, of course, you look at all bonus and penalties, whatever, that's boring. So, it has a break chance of 30, there's nothing adjusting that. So, 30% chance for that to break. So, determine your range. So, 30% on a 10-sided dice, you're just going to divide it by 10. So, that's 30% 3. So, since that break chance is now 1 3. So, when he rolls that d10, Nexus rolls dice, right? If you roll within that range, that break triggers gone. I have an example. So he didn't roll it on camera, but he ended up rolling a 6. So that's outside of that 1, 2, 3. So he gets another round where he can heal himself, which he needs.
Yes, we're going back to fate.
Where you at? 20?
At 20, as you punch me for a heal. Great thing is that if my higher, like mine was like 5 and I had 5 items equipped, I'd gain. But we're back to a new phase. So
I still don't know why my chat doesn't work. It's really bumming me out. If I had known this, I would have put more stuff in the window.
Now, boss's turn.
Okay, so he moved just right where line of sight's still a thing. Now, as you've noticed, we've not been calculating for accuracy because everything's a guaranteed hit rate. But there are effects that can change that percentage. So, and in a square grid, the wall might interfere a little bit. So, it's kind of house rules right now on like what you think the penalty it would be, and what you would do to incorporate that into your chance percentages. So, if it's a 2% reduction, well, then now you've got an 80% hit chance. So you're looking at the top 2 numbers. So you can hit as long as you get 1 through 8, right? So that's how that would work. We don't have to worry about that now because he's, as far as I'm concerned, have a chance. But we are in turn 1, so we are going to take advantage of my range. Back. Him there. No. I can't do enough. I will back up.
Okay.
And that's my first turns. Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. So I have a range of 3. So
I am out of range.
Notice 1, 2, 3. I can hit that far. Can't hit Gabe. He did. I got distracted. So we are. That way. And no one else has a turn on my side because I have a speed of 1.
Turn 3. Back to turn 1. I'm going to hit 4 for 15.
This one. So, yeah, 15 hurts. Because you see I'm at 25.
Where's at 10? Your healer's almost dead.
I can't take another one of those hits. That's heavy. That is heavy. Oh, I'm gonna change like red when it gets. Okay, so he's playing that way, right?
Yep, boss.
I feel like that's just like a partial way.
Yeah, it's a way. Like it's not like a direct line, but technically, just.
What do you think the penalty should be? Or if you're in chat, let us know. Like, what do you think? Trying to go from this guy to this guy. Here, this guy here to here. Thinking, Gabe. Okay.
Because no, that way, like right here,
guys think that's fair? Yeah. I feel like I need to put the camera like put over here.
At
30. So that makes it then if that reduces my hit 7. We don't really have this in I've accidentally. I'm thinking about it now,
Yeah,
but
I'm thinking about
it's
it
not
now,
there.
too.
I'm gonna make a card that if you miss an attack, you accidentally doing it. All right, so 1 through 7 is what I need. So that's another 7 damage. So I'm gonna start locking them up again. And it's a lot down. He's fighting though. That health total is definitely going up and down. So, Court is going to be casting her regen on herself. So
she's gonna
take that had a few turns since.
Has had a few.
So she's going to get 4 away. Bump that. So. Go. Again, the stats are pretty simple, but see how they're making those differences. So we've got cast on herself. We're over to 5. Character number. Actually, I keep pulling. Great, and that's handy. I need a. Sorry, I like the big dice.
Oh, the big dice.
Look at that difference there. That dice.
The difference.
Oh, big dice.
5.
5.
Haven't rolled a 5 yet.
I've been dancing between it.
So that we're gonna go on ahead and
keep pulling armor.
Armor.
Clearly, she's a defensive type. So I don't usually have this much trouble. It's been a long time since I've had this much trouble with the character.
To be honest, it has. So now it's.
Oh, this one. Yeah, so plus 10. So. And so I'm going to reduce any physical damage I receive by 1. Then there's a break chance in this time I would receive physical against this item. Yeah, goody. That's great.
Missed it.
But that looks better. All right, cool. Turn 2. So yes, just back to me and bossing you.
Yes.
So it looks like I still have that hit penalty.
Yes. 30. If you want to hit it, you can, but that gives me an extra turn. Or one of my normal turns back.
Okay, so if I give the turn to you, my Unit 4 does not have enough HP to survive another hit.
Unit 4 will die.
So I have to take the swing. So situation's not changed as far as position, so it's still 1 through 7 is going to hit.
Yes.
So 3
it
hits.
Connects. So I lose another 4, so I'm at 15. Gosh, that hurts. I have Dizzy again. Moving to turn 3. I shake off the Dizzy. Move to turn 1.
There we go. We are updated.
Moving to turn 1, I'm going to move behind.
See what he's doing? You see what he's doing here?
I'm trying to stay out of the boss's line of sight.
Next time I'm going to put a little character. He's got a pretty cool character. He kind of blends. Yeah, so we got some figures a few years ago. Just I thought I was going to get into it. Yeah, that's it. So we're on turn 1 though, so we can all start moving now. Yeah. So yeah, up a little bit. I've got to play this right back on my side, so I can get in a good spot. Okay, so I don't want to change the combo. I like this boss combo. Kind of what you get bosses for. Nonsense.
It's literally gonna be down. Okay, so he's moving.
2, 3. That's still in range, right?
That is still a little bit. You still have that hit penalty.
Well, yeah, I still can't hit you, but I'm in range, so
Yes.
I'm looking at you. There's rocks in the way, there's shoulders in the way. Like
so 4's turn. She heals for 5.
So yeah, she comes in. Oh no, she doesn't.
The regen fell off.
Because so it wasn't so her regen fell off of the. So what that means, pointless for herself, because she won't get a second.
She either
gonna cast it back on her, give her 5 healing. That's on. Oh crap. Alright, so put her just in that safe.
5's turn.
5's been completely worthless the whole game.
He's just that one backpacker.
So yeah, we're just gonna roll 3.
3.
I can't. I'm telling you, I can't roll for this character. This is why I can't do it.
So while he's doing that, I am going to put my character behind. They are locked up. They cannot move. I am using human shields. Are we sure these are humans? I'm using them as shields to keep one at bay. One can't hit me line of sight. So we're now moving.
Good. Thank you, Gabe. Now, although Gabe is and if you get this done, you have to start cutting. Alright. That hurts.
Turn 1, 4 for 15. 4 is dying.
Right.
4 is dead.
Moved him from the board.
Now I've left boss.
Alright, sorry. Just trying to remove her off the table. Okay, so yeah, things are starting to come down now. Taking on that hit, is that 30? Okay, so if it's a 30 reduction on the hit, for a hit,
5 for 1. Oh, hi. Keyword. Dang it, it wasn't there. You rolled a 6.
Which is on the higher side of the dice. Alright, so you know what that means. That is 7 base minus. Got a couple turns left if round. Sadly, my 5 is. I've got 2 strength. I don't have a weapon in my hand. And he regenerates 3 whenever I hit him. So there's
and
for
like
5 to attack.
Like 1 health is going.
So I'm gonna roll a 2. Naturally, what I would do. I'm ahead of myself. No, I hit. Yes, exactly. Sorry, I am.
Turn 2. boss's turn.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go for the shot again. So 7 or less.
7 or dang it! It hits.
Hits again.
Now down to 7 HP. Gosh, I'm on.
To be fair, there's not a lot of weapons. There is a lot of fun toys. This is one of the fun toys.
Behind 5.
I like it a weapon. 5 is just.
Yes. Got Disney.
So, just to shake things up, you guys have seen this repeating pattern for a while, and we can play this dance, and I intend. But I'm gonna do something I'm gonna regret. I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll my armor down here. Give me a mind buff first of all. Part of that damage I'm dealing.
That's where all that damage is.
And it's giving me a mind buff, which is already accounting for giving me. But I want to see what other tricks we can get on stream. So I figure I've got some time. I'm sitting at 42. So let's go ahead and re-roll this. That's a 7.
The one time you roll high.
So got some more armor. This is actual armor.
Actual armor.
So I can gain a buff that reduces physical damage ever received by my strength stat, which just went up because that penalty. So I can reduce coming at me. I need more offense.
Did your mind go?
So the mind
down. Right.
So I lost the penalty, but that's okay. I've got still in a good spot. That was turn 1. So
to turn.
Moving to my other character that he's moving over. I know they've been worthless this whole game, but at least give them a turn. 7.
Hey, he rolled high again.
Can I do something with that now? I think you rolled me a 7 earlier. Armor.
This person's.
It's not all armor. This class is not all armor. I've only ever rolled 4 today for this.
The only that character. Now that it's my turn again, we're gonna use a healing pot. So
I should have.
That healing pot, 30. At the.
All right. So I know you guys want to see some more interesting things on stream here, so we're gonna go ahead and start pushing forward so we can't round up this floor. Usually goes faster. Just there's a lot of healing against Gabe, and it kept getting locked up, so it just became a slower round.
I hit a 3.
Hit a 3. So what does that mean, Gabe?
My potion.
So he had a 30% chance it would break. That's 1, 2, or 3. He rolled a 3, so he gets his 10 health. Which I'll go ahead and update. What's your health at?
17. But note that does. Now I have no heal. All or nothing now. I should have brought that bread.
Which, if you survive the round, you can get some bread.
I know. Boss's turn again.
So yeah, he's on countdown mode. If he can't start taking down. Boss's turn. I can't hit you because you've got that human. But I will try to reroll for my armor. Now, when you reroll to re-equip, you have to announce what. Just for fairness.
Please, something beneficial.
Lower number. Okay.
Oh, great.
Okay.
It's not.
Sharing a little bit.
Sharing a little bit.
Sharing a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so technically all abilities are on the table. So I'll go ahead and share what this is. So now, new trick on the board. So we know about the rocks I've been throwing that make you dizzy, right? So I do damage based on my mind stat, which, right? So I've lost my other bonuses. But I now have another ability I can give myself. Target unit with myself. I get an ability that the target's talents or cards they have equipped calculate for mind stat in addition to whatever mind stats. So I'm doing mind times 2 my rocks.
So his rocks are now dealing damage.
Now I'm
compared to
doing
what-
8. My,
Yeah, because of damage to it.
Yeah.
Which I negate 3. That's why I'm
still 1 additional point.
So I guess that now on.
Yes, sir. Still thinking?
I'm gonna hit 5 for 50.
5 for 15. As I throw stuff around.
5 is now going 10.
Ouch. Sorry, I'm still keeping track on the table. But see, he hits hard. He hits hard.
I hit really hard. I hit good. I hit really good.
I'm just locking him up.
Keeping me.
Bosses do. That's the whole thing about this. You don't know when those bosses will pop
We're going
up.
back to turn. I'm going to pass.
Oh, he's only got 2 things as equipped now. Because he's broken weapon first
I
started.
only have
Ocean just broke. Just down to 2. He could use some new toys. Which one's a sword, and then what's the other one?
a shield. I have a sword and shield.
All right, so, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast that buff on myself.
Okay.
So, there, right there. So that now, just like most buffs, that's gonna fall off at the end of phase, but that's still gonna give me a couple more turns. So if he knocks down my number 5, I'm open to take advantage of those damage boosts.
Yes.
So, that being said,
It's 5's turn.
it is 5's turn, and I'm not going to swing because I don't want to heal you.
Are you gonna move? You gonna move? Or you gonna keep re-rolling him?
I'm going to re-roll because
It's a 1.
Why is it always so low?
It's a.
Why is it always so low? You may move +1 additional space during your move actions while this talent is equipped.
Oh, come on!
That is the best thing that this person's rolled.
That is literally the best thing he could have got.
Movement bonuses are rare right now.
Really rare at the moment.
There's more coming. There's a lot of. I said I have 1,000 unique cards in this game. There's more in development right now that I haven't hit print yet. So this game's got a lot of growth potential. But that's my turn. I rolled. So
Turn 2.
Turn 2. Oh, I like this. That changes everything.
That does change everything. I'm going to pass again.
Okay.
So now it's boss's turn.
So, I'll stand firm with 1, and then I don't get a turn. I thought I had another turn.
Turn 3, going to. I'm going to hit 5 for 15. Yes, Calvin, you are a sword and shield main and monster hunter. Switch axe all the way. We're gonna kill 5.
All right, 5's done. 5's down.
5 is dead.
I picked up that 1 item, and Gabe's like, "Yeah, no."
Turn 1, I am moving. Which his buff has now fallen off.
True, because it's a new phase.
Buff has fallen.
Worry about. There we go. And he's coming at me to rush. That's what it looks like anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and crap. I need that buff.
So it's either you cast the buff and I move closer, hit me.
2 for 4. You're gonna absorb 3 of that.
So
I'm suddenly not doing any damage. I would have made a mistake switching here.
If you would have kept it, I probably would have lost.
You're doing 1 damage.
I do get.
So it true. So it really comes to a point: do I run away or do I roll?
9.
Yes.
Oh no, he rolled a 9. Because it's the best. Yeah, you can use items while you pull out items and have your weapons out. Every other one you have to pay. But you don't have to listen. I know you're a bowman, like being back. Every. What do you roll?
All right. So
What'd you drop first?
I dropped my give myself a buff to do extra damage. I dropped that. I'm still keeping my rocks because that's.
That's.
Why? Why would I give up the rocks? Honestly, Dizzy is a very powerful defense, especially against solo players, right?
Yes.
So I did take a strength hit for equipping this guy, but
no
now
mind hit.
I have self healing. Like
For how much?
for mine times 3. So
You're kidding.
I could 12 myself, which is going to counter his 15.
So hold on. With that, is that on every hit or is that on activation?
An activation, I can heal myself.
Okay,
for
so
mine
he has
times
to
3.
take a turn.
Yes.
Okay, so we're now moving on. I move 1, 15.
I lost my damage.
But now he can. But here's the real question: does
Okay, hold on, math me out.
looking at 20? Quick mouse.
Wow. Okay, so I've only got hits. I don't. You've got speed. I made a mistake by taking off that one piece. I was trying to keep it interesting, thinking, "Oh, I've got more tricks up my sleeve." This would have been good, like phases ago, when I could heal my other people. This particular class is all about stun or all-rounded defensive support class. And I'm doing 1 damage to you. And I can't turn a corner and expect you to range. You're gonna. I've lost. Guys, help me out. Alright, so I hit you with rock, Dizzy.
Have Dizzy. Off the Dizzy.
So, up you again, 1 damage and Dizzy.
Take it off.
Alright, I'm at 12.
At 12.
Okay, so I don't see myself winning. Play this out the best. You for what's going to being 1 damage. Got self heal. That's irritating. So I'm gonna do 1 damage, do the stun. So turn 2, hit you again for a stun.
That.
Which that.
And I managed to survive.
So that's not the game though. That's just the first floor. So this game, so he gets rewards for winning because he deserves them. I still think you would have lost if I
would have lost if
I
you
had
did
hold
not
strong.
change it up. You held on to that and just.
Let me put these 2 up before we go in. So this is gonna take me a minute while I clean up my mess. Cause actually, it won't take. But what you guys think so far? I know that was a very defensive game on my end. Um, but uh, but yeah, Gabe overcame all the healing mess, and that's because he rolled high for the like. He found some good material at the merchant last time. And what's funny is the last game we played, like that merchant was not nice to him at all. Um, Loot drops where he changed over his game. What's really great about this game is that
I defeated. We go based off a dungeon level.
yeah, so it is at dungeon level. So it was dungeon level 5, which means he's now going to get 5 items that he can take home for free as long as he can carry them. Now, one thing he happened to draw again. So this is the second time. Drew a wild card, which
wild card.
So they act differently when they're drawn as loot versus.
It's actually a pretty good example because this is
1, 2,
rare. This
3,
happens.
4. Now, to his demise. So wild cards can do anything. This was actually a wild card that adds negative attributes to the game on both sides. Now it's not too bad here. It's actually going to help you. So if you go ahead and roll a dice on a, you're drawing this for loot.
10.
So that's the highest he can roll. So he's actually going to get an item that upgrades his bag 5 slots.
Oh,
so that helps him out a lot, actually.
My bag is...
So there's really no reason for him to put that behind. That immediately helps him out. So, which means he can carry more to take home to sell, merchant, or, just have readily available. Gabe, I'm going to go ahead and reset your health. 5 right now. Now, he might... That.
My mind is still... I can still another item, but up that's like +1 mind while they're equipped. That's a free equipped. So we now have... we rolled a high tier magic. So go. Which is 8, 7, that is 8. Alright, this is ho.
He'll share in a minute, I'm sure.
This talent I just picked up, superb. So now let's do this one again. For those who want to know, it is an 8. F. Here.
So the boss that Gabe just fought by itself is not that powerful of a unit.
Yes.
But since he bossed up, his stats changed, his abilities changed. He was able to get combos, and really gave him a headache. So that boss mechanic can really influence. I'm gonna read over some of these cards that he's drawing here in a minute.
They are really good at them.
But that's what's great about this game is since the classes are pre-built on the enemy side, that really adds to this random loot generator experience. Sorry, I was just throwing face and trying.
So we have all these items. So the items that I made, there's some really good ones. We'll start off with the weakest one, which the first one I rolled. The weakest ones I happened to roll was the defense.
Which that's a tanky class.
Which is tank. Typical scrolls.
By number 5 last go around. Tank last time.
Yes. So this time we managed to pick up a that increases max 8 my level while it is equipped. Not bad. It has another passive. I gain 1 agility, so it had 4 turns. The downside is that there is a penalty and a accuracy. You have to hit.
Help me with that 50.
That will help with the 50, but it does have a break chance every time.
That's why it's low tier. It's got a break, but
tender I got is actually a. By doing that, my active buff is while this buff is active.
Okay, hold on. Trying to catch up with chat. I know this may not be the best to hear, but the actions chart I know for during had 2 results. That's oh, we're talking about that first piece. Yeah, so some cards have multiple abilities. So it was doing several things for him, that one thing. Most of them do, because it really changes the dynamic of building combos, building a character.
So a good at a sword that when activated, strength. Oh, and then have a passive nation. Like, oh, this adds on the extra damage.
So, next thing, I don't think you've read this.
I did read.
Oh, okay.
So the next one, really fun. It's a. There are different things. At the start of your turn, if this talent not on recharge, add mind. Does have a.
Which we'll talk about. We'll bring it back up.
We'll get back. But that means counters. Has a second passive. Second passive is mind. That's that. I equip it for free and equip.
And of course, that boosts any element you got.
And the has a third passive. No,
there's a lot going on.
That talent you have equipped.
Getting 6 a turn, so he can really stack up that damage, and just let it all go.
Oh, I gotcha. So, but there is a penalty with it. At the end of my turn, I have to place charge unless I remove counters from this. So if I can.
So he loses half of his counters if he doesn't blast them all. But yeah, so a lot of times I get really, and times that typos and typing later. Thank you. I'll go back through and make sure I get that up. Was that the last one?
We got last one is it has to do with puppets. So when I activate this, deal fire damage to and has a passive. Activate talent, gain the fire. Buff is Fire Whisk. When you deal fire damage, deal an additional fire damage buff at the end.
What he's done is he's actually taken these mind bonuses back to his mind. Equip 5 things. He's got item equipped that gives him counters that's getting this, allows him to. Now he's got this weapon he just read off, gives him a bonus to fire damage. So he's got the potential of like stacking up damage and just shooting someone down a hallway. And he got a speed boost. He's getting 4 turns, which is considerable. And the fact that you'll be taking actions next go around. I don't expect you to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this.
So here's the next thing. He's got his loot, which is 3 grabs for dealing with that headache he did. But now he gets to go to the merchant. Yeah, sure, we'll play that one. Actually, that's got a block we can't. So now the merchants can offer him different items. That's okay. They just need to see the counters, right? That one's. Yeah, sure. So with the merchant, they're gonna offer 1 extra item, so he's got more of a variety to really stack up and affect these combos. So we'll show you the merchant. We'll see what time looks like. If you want to go longer, Gabe, you're welcome to.
We can go down to go a little over.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Just because I'm seeing where we're at now.
Yeah.
And yeah. So let's see what he pulls up at the merchant. Let's see if he gets enough to
Which the merchant.
Yep. Now he has to pay for these.
I do have to pay for these.
Did, however, bring something to sell, so that's going to help him out a little bit.
Ooh.
Hoping for another wild card just to keep the pattern going.
Oh, let's go!
So he pulled. We still have another step here to get details, but he pulled a high tier result, but he still has to roll for it. So see how that turns out. And that's a good class too.
Sure, that is. It is. Ooh, it's from the Grim Reaper.
Oh, some flickering going on. I need to stop touching stuff. All right, so okay, so it is from a Grim Reaper inspired class, and this is one of those abilities that has more than one thing that you can activate, but it limits you. It says you can only activate one per turn. So the first to activate is just to simply add a counter to the ability. So easy, right? But whole turn to put a counter on. Now the next one says remove 5 counters from this card, and then target a unit within one space. So the last bit here is when you activate and remove counters from this talent, target unit reduces their HP to 0. So it's got 5 counters. It's an instant death if you can touch someone. So that's one good way to take down a boss that keeps healing. All right, a couple more things here. I feel like I've been talking a lot more this week than I typically do.
Let's go. So here's the fun part about the card that that the merchant just brought up. The merchant brought up a really high tier attacking class, but the class that it's associated with, it's a movement skill,
which is rare. We talked about this.
Which is rare. When you activate it, you move 4 spaces. The downside is that I lose 1 agility.
So he loses a turn overall, which he just gained. He just equipped something that gave him 1 speed. So I think he can afford the 1 hit to be able to move 4 spaces in exchange. Yeah, I think that's well worth it. Look at you over here rolling 9s.
I'll take them. Oh.
He's rolling well.
This one I just rolled is a gravity field. When I activate, add a counter to this talent. Passive. While there is a counter on this talent, whenever an enemy unit moves from its current location, they lose 1 speed. So if I run into bosses, that will slow them down tremendously.
I'll move 1 and then lose my future turn.
Pretty much. All right, so we're gonna go on ahead and sell this guy. So we're going to go ahead and sell this guy. So that's going to bring me back up to 20 gold, which lets me buy 2 items at 1. I do have the backpack space. So I think this one. Deal strength times 2 physical damage to a target within 1 space. Gain 1 mind. This talent is a clip. Penalty. That's nice because it's a free equipped. But at the same time, that penalty, anything, I'll just be. Yeah, so that's not worth picking up. I do think though, if we, I do think that gravity is going to be very helpful, just to slow down time. What's this? Add a counter to this. Activate 5 counters from. Which, funny enough, with the Chi Blast. It will gain in counters, which I can then on here.
Is the key blast, is that specific to elemental damage, or just say any card?
If a talent you have equipped requires you to remove counters, you may remove this talent spell for these.
Okay.
So I can use that, which would then
So
target
playing...
one unit within one space when activated and remove the counters. So it gives me an insta kill.
He's gonna be playing tag. He got an ability that lets him move forward force. He got another ability that with this combo he's running, as long as he can touch him at one space, he can kill him.
Death touch.
Yeah, pretty much. So he's got a charge move with Death Touch. He's going to be very difficult to take down.
So we're definitely going to send both last remaining. Pick up the Death Touch and the move.
Can you imagine what this would look like if it was a PvP setting?
Oh god, this would be ridiculous. It's just, hey, hello, how are you? Yeah, you're dead.
Don't touch me.
Too bad I touched you. So we're actually going to...
He's buying some stuff. Let's see how much money he
put that back,
puts
so
out.
I put out my gold, but my health back down to... That allows me, if I wanted to put the Death Touch, which is on down, so I can only phase, but I just had to get to them.
He's still early in the game, so there's not a whole lot of enemies he's gonna fight. So it's most effective now. But the further in he goes, the more enemies he's gonna fight. He only fought 3 last level, which was lucky for him, because it could have been 5.
Actually, that's bonus. We're all good to go into the...
Okay. So, I'll let you put these up. I will go ahead and figure out our next dungeon. And we're going to at least see what the next dungeon would be. Whether we run out of time or not. But yeah, let's set up. So, another wild card. Start there. I'm going to let Gabe roll. Whenever he's done, take him on. Alright, so are looking for enemies around. Do the proper numbers here. Or did it right this time.
Got a boss too. And a wild card?
Yep.
Ready.
That's the 3rd wild card.
That's the 3rd wild card. There's only 4.
But each one's got random effects, and we're very soon going to be placing them all back in the deck. So there's that. I am building my... Got long string, but it could. Another guy who uses Earth abilities as a boss. See if we can keep it stunned. I'm going to need it.
I did behind the...
Yeah, but I might be stunned. What did I... Why? That's why that was hitting so. Right, so done.
I can get the combo.
Yeah, instant death with the charge.
Because what's... I can... activate the talent that... This ability... Nice. Cyber high. selfless monk reappears. He always appears. I don't know how. Always does. Every place has appeared in.
Chances of that are super slim.
The chances of that are super slim. Loves. Just be like, if I die, my teammate.
He's a martyr by nature.
By nature. The part with him does have 5 innings of 5 off. Can revive somebody. I don't want to like, oh, the boss is dead. Guess what? 5.
A lot of the stuff that he does is if he dies, the team benefits from it.
That's the whole thing. He is literally the martyr character.
So yeah, he can be fun because you throw him in front of everybody. So yeah, go ahead and kill him for me with your insta death.
The selfless.
So let me get my character here. And go ahead and roll for your wild cards, sir.
Yes, roll wild. It's a 7.
All right, so this one. Okay, this is interesting because most of the things here are negative. This got. So I'm gonna keep this one out.
Okay.
So because this is gonna be a during battle effect. So whenever a unit restores HP, they restore an additional 5.
Wait, what?
Whenever a unit restores HP, they're going to gain an additional 5 HP on top of it. That's everyone.
Oh, so if anybody heals, all buff. So it's effect. So or it's a effect. So effect is wild card. Couple of one.
Yeah, sure.
All right, there is part of the wild card. What ends up happening is that what happens sometimes when you kill it, it divides. So what ends up happening is that as you're killing, sometimes they'll dividing. So they're down to 1. But you're off like 75 slime just to get. So they're all one shot, but until they get to that 1 HP.
On the other hand, because a lot of the wild cards are risk and reward, if you draw that as a loot reward, there's a lot of permanent health that are there. I think there's a good chunk of money to get off of that too.
There was 100 gold. Crazy, like.
Of course, that's all.
100 gold. That's a items from.
Updated him last time. You know what? Whatever. At 1, also loss.
He hasn't rolled.
And that 4. So he's.
Oh God, he can roll.
I'm matching Gabe's speed time. This
Fun.
Just got interesting.
This is. But if I can get it,
I have stun potential.
Roll boss.
That's a.
Already starting off high. Boss has 2. Nothing boosts stats though. Mark time.
Trying to keep you guys updated here.
High rolling.
I roll low. You roll high for me.
God, that I don't like that ability. have been stepping down.
You'll also notice that my underlings have 2 turns. So let's update these.
Had the gravity field out. Nothing. That's further.
So
This is it is full.
alright, so before enemies were 3 and between 2 for the boss, another 4 turns between. Now we've more than doubled that. Now between everybody there is 10 turns. I mean, so Gabe only bumped his speed. So suddenly, although he's got better tricks, everything coming against him just that much more aggravating.
Right. But here's the thing. I have 6. And due to the field effect, I gain 5. I now if I get hit. Or I negate. That's gonna be I had it set up. That way you
It's gonna help me. Appreciate it.
starting off.
His self heal's boosted by the artifact too, because the additional 5. I don't know if you mentioned.
I did mention.
So I've got to bring my game. So he's got insta death. He's got charge up his stuff. So we're looking at a whole challenge of game now. There's 2 of these guys that have some good tricks. I'll have some. So, love those emotes.
Next, we're gonna part of my turn. Last is go up to talent times 2.
Wise, the highest high goes to the player each.
Top of that, do that. We're gonna try move up and move for spaces.
Better. Not perfect, but it's better.
It's fine. I move spaces.
Already. And that have a cooldown? Or you can keep.
Due to me, now I have to remove half my counters. Last.
I haven't even. Alright, so.
Take a look at these hold a 9 and an 8 for you. So
Hey, thanks.
So it's like 9, 8, 7, 5, 2. If I remember that correctly, let me know in chat because I feel like I.
Oh, cool.
So for the selfless monk, I wish I didn't roll 7. He has the ability to permanently.
That's kind of what I need.
I don't need.
I needed him in the last round. Alright, so. Oh. What's this? I'm rerolling for this guy.
Okay.
Alright, cool. My health just went up. Alright, so I just got a thing. It bumps up my max HP by 20. That's a good boost. While this is equipped, whenever you deal damage to a unit, place a card. Whenever you or an ally take a move action, all counters from the talent and that unit moved. That works very well with the wild card we have in effect.
Yes.
So if you update me another 20 max.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, this is
what?
great already.
That's an... Oh, we got some flickering. That's an issue. 80 health on boss? Not the most health we've seen on boss, or at least that we have seen on boss, but...
That's a nice start.
That's ridiculous.
So whenever I deal damage to unit, place a counter. So I have to start dealing damage to you now.
Cool. I'm going to start healing.
Alright, so we are... This gets ugly fast. Alright, so 2, 3. Rerolling for 4.
Okay.
Oh, 1. Hey, you can roll for me if you want.
Nah, I'm good. I gave the enemies a really good start. For those that are watching and are still in chat, let us know what you think of the game so far. We're always open to feedback. If you want to help and try to help us make sure this gets to a final point. If there's anything you notice that should be changed, let us know. We'll discuss it.
I'm trying to get an artist lined up so we can show more of these cards off.
Yes.
There's art has been requested from an artist.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. There's also complications with like, am I getting a publisher? Do they have an artist? Yeah. So either way, yeah, feel free. Let us know what you think. If you know anyone who might want to help the cause, there's a donate button, of course. I'm not gonna push that for the rest of the night, but if you wanted to help us monetarily, patents aren't cheap. Publishers, I haven't talked to yet, but I'm expecting a cost there. And this will be going to Kickstarter eventually, and we'll have a campaign about that too when it's time.
Yes.
But this is going to make more sense when you can see the physical cards, but I wanted to show you the board because I thought that'd be more interesting, and of course the stats you see down below. But anyway, I took my turn once. Turn 2, your go.
Turn 2. Okay, so what we're going to do is turn on recharge, add...
So does that go on recharge if you lose all your counters?
Yes, it does.
So you just have to not use all your counters.
Yep.
Okay, he's got 15 counters sitting on that.
If
ability.
I had something that used counters to boost my damage, ooh, I'd be hitting hard.
Yeah, that's an extra 15. That's what he was doing on each attack before. It's like an extra turn.
So next, we're going to go on ahead and move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was so weird. Okay.
Moved up 2, diagonal back.
Oh, because you have to move 4.
I have to move 4.
Yeah, that's the one catch. He has to move 4.
I have to move 4. Now I lose 2. Or lose 5. So now it's boss's turn. The boss can hit me now if he wanted to. Which he has to start hitting me.
I do.
I might be a little over half the HP of boss, but I'm going to hit like a truck if he doesn't do that. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Levi.
Moving?
Okay.
Number 2.
Yes.
My Selfless Monk. Gonna come at you.
Okay.
Because I can range of 3. Clearly, I'm in range of 3.
He's gonna hit me for 4. I'm gonna heal for 6.
God, stop. Stop. So yes, I'm hitting for 4. He's healing for 6. I forgot about that little detail. But the reason I hit him is there's a 40% chance when I deal damage. Technically, I dealt damage from the heal. So whenever I deal damage, that I can permanently reduce his max HP by my mind stat, which is 2. That wasn't even worth it. That wasn't even worth it.
So he has to roll a 1 through 4 in order to lower my health by 2. He does not get it.
Doesn't hit. So that's completely wasted.
So now
nonsense.
It is 3's turn.
Gah, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Do you have any armor equipped?
Yes.
Good. Moving up.
What's that mean?
No, nothing. Nothing. Absolutely
what does that mean?
nothing. And 4 is going to re-roll because they have a whole lot of nothing.
4 rolled a 5, which we haven't rolled yet. So we're going to move on to phase 3. I go up to 20 counters.
That's just ugly. We've seen this card pop up before, and it's never nice. It's never nice.
So here's the fun part.
Ooh,
So here's the fun part. Due to Chi Blast, it allows me to go on ahead and use the counters on it to activate other cards. I'm going to activate Death Touch on boss.
Okay, hold on. So my max HP just bumped up on number 4, so you'll see that bump.
I'm activating Death Touch on boss.
Because I thought going diagonal was going to get me out of 1 space range, but I clearly wasn't thinking. Or I was trying to get away. Yeah, Death Touch on boss.
Death Touch on boss, which when activated, remove all, I place it on them. But the passive is that when I activate and remove counters from this talent, which are from this, because they gave the counters to it, target unit's HP is reduced to 0. Boss is dead.
So normally it takes 5 turns to build up this effect. He just took his glowing arm and just reached through my chest. I'll take that.
So it moved me down to 15. But that is the end of my turn, so that ends up making me lose 5.
I'll tell you right now, this game looks like it's done.
Moving to turn 4. Moving to turn 4, I'm back up to 20. And I am going to then hit number 3 for 15. 15.
That's not a nice hit.
15 on 3.
1's done. Okay, 3. He's at 30 right now. He just took out half of his health. This is nothing like the last game. This is nothing like the last round.
We're now moving back into phase. My Death Touch is back up. Turn 1. 15 to 3.
He didn't even use his Death Touch. He just... Yeah, okay, anyway. Pop, 3's gone.
3 is gone. This is how fun and overpowered it can get really quick if you get the good cards.
Yeah, he lined up a really good combo very quickly.
That Death Touch, perfect. It's a good thing when I was generating loot, I got that key, or that Chi Blast charge. Because that's really what's helping me out here.
I think it's like the odds of getting a specific card are really slim. But that added... just the 2 cards he picked up together, plus his lunge, are just an amazing 3-card combo. Like, just ridiculous 3-card combo.
So now it's 2's turn.
Yeah, I feel very sad right now. You've knocked out so much of my potential here. I don't even like the move I've got, but I don't have time to run because you can 4 spaces me. So, what are you healing at?
10.
10?
I am healing for 10.
I could do 4 damage to you, so that I'm only going to be healing you?
Yes.
Alright, rerolling.
Reroll? Okay.
3. I need something that when I die it does good things. And it's in here.
I know it's in there, it's just, did you pull it?
Alright, gain 10 max HP. Check.
Okay.
Gain plus 10 max HP for each ally on your team. I'll take a 20 bump.
Yeah, a 20 bump. So he's up to 50. Two's up to 50, and then it's unit turns 4. Or unit 4's turn.
I got my health bonuses, just nothing else.
Yep.
I don't like you. I can't do enough damage by hitting you, so I have to have a good weapon. Have to.
What's 4?
Don't have it.
4's re-rolling? Are you gonna?
Because you can run to me and pull out my heart.
Yes.
At any time, and I'm not ready for that. So
yes,
I'm in a bad spot. All right. So that was a 6. Okay, better.
Better?
Not helping, but better.
Did Unit 4 lose its max HP?
It did.
So
It
it's
did.
back down. It's back down to.
But your insta kill, your death touch, it doesn't matter if I've got 30 or 40.
Yep. So we're moving on to turn 2. I'm now at 25 counters. I'm removing 5 counters. Death touch on Selfless Monk. Unit 2. Unit 2 is dead. Get out of here. So now it's Unit 4's turn.
Yeah, so 4 doesn't have any good tricks. 4 is a low tier enemy that's got low tier crap right now, and I don't have a weapon. I have range on my side if he couldn't charge me and punch me in the face. So I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
That's
10.
That's 10.
That's
That's
10.
10. Doesn't
That's
get
a
any
10.
better than 10. Okay. We got Rain of Arrows. Rain of Arrows. We saw this just the other night.
Oh, Rain of Arrows.
That is probably the best thing I can pull for
But
sure.
guess what? You're locked down.
That was my last turn in this phase. Gabe still has 2 turns.
Activating Nimbus. Not Nimbus. What are we calling this? Cloud. We're just the move 4. That's what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello again.
Turn 4.
Turn 4. I'm not worrying about counters, so it's gonna be 15. Into phase. Turn 1. 15.
There we go. Pop. All right, into floor. So that was incredibly faster.
Extremely fast.
So I think we're gonna go ahead and cut today's stream because he doesn't need any more cards in this combo. And I think we're already a little bit over.
Yep. But let's go on ahead and do loot generation. We can actually go on
He
ahead.
wants to see what he's gonna get.
I want to see what I'm gonna get.
That's
yes.
fair. I wasn't gonna give it
4,
to him.
5, 6, 7. No, you can't do that to me. Oh, I just
You want to share with class?
no, I can't.
Okay.
I can't yet. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. So we pulled the 4th wild card. Now it's rare that all 4 wilds get pulled most of the time. Most of the time it's up to 3. But what is that wild card for us?
So what it should be, I know what it should be.
And it's a 10. Which may be really good for me.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, and
Your phone died. You were watching on your phone. Now we're almost done. We're generating loot. And we're probably, when we do this again, we're gonna pick up where we left off and continue on the floor. You can pause this game as long as you remember what you had, or you just have photos of what you.
It's actually really easy because let's look at your character sheet. There's a character sheet right there. Just snap picture, and then of course whatever cards he's got wouldn't take long. Now he's got a lot of stuff equipped, which may not happen, but so this particular wild card is actually a good closer. So you rolled a 10.
I rolled a 10,
which is the highest you can go. Now this particular card during loot generation gives him level up orbs, which we haven't seen.
Yes.
So since he rolled the highest, he actually gets 5 level up orbs added to loot generation.
Yes.
So he gets to add 5 levels. Which, how are you going to spend those? Talk to us.
So as it sits, my mind stat's been doing pretty well, but I feel like I need to sort of do an even distribution. So we're gonna put 2 into strength.
You still got that sword?
I still have that sword. 2 into strength, and then we're gonna do 4 now, because my level is now 10. No, level up orbs are hard to come by. They are one of the rarest items in. You can pretty much only get them through wild.
The chances of getting 5 at a time are also really slim.
That's like the 1% chance that we pull. Well, thanks for joining us, Penny. We'll definitely see you next time when we definitely decide to stream this. But do remember, we're also going to be doing a Halo Infinite stream. We'll just keep tuned to the channel for that to happen. It would be maybe this weekend, if at some point, if not next weekend.
Our goal's this weekend, though.
Yes. And then we're going to go on ahead and increase my mind by 1, and then increase my speed by 2.
So you're up to 6?
I am up to. So it's a 4-4-5 split. So I now have 6 speed. And note that now means Aaron.
That's crazy for what he's running. It's so much speed, so much running around.
I don't know if you realize this, Aaron, but my max HP.
Oh yeah.
So I'm 70.
70.
Wow.
So each time he levels up, he gains plus 5 HP. He just leveled up 5 times. So, coming from where we were, so one thing about being a solo player is that everything is his. So that's great. Now, if he plays with a team, if he plays with a group, he's got to share the loot. So he won't start seeing himself become this 70 HP and 6 speed character.
Like, this is probably the most speed I've actually had. So, but this is also in case I run into another boss who's probably going to have 5 or 6 speed. And I don't want to be losing turns to bosses.
Yeah. But with his death touch and everything else he's got going on, that 6 speed is powerful right now.
And what's funny is that I can pick up all the items that we generated.
Because of your boost.
And because of my backpack boost. I can just sell them.
Yeah.
Unless something... But I can equip one new item, which would have been great if I still had that gravity field.
So, we're going to wrap up over here. We appreciate you stopping by. If you want to see more of this, let me know. It took me a lot of time to get what's programmed into the boxes. See, the chat box works here.
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't work on the other screen. But yeah, we can keep this going, keep this running. We can add another player if you want. Let us know. This is something I have been developing for quite some time. I've got another print of another 1,000 cards coming out of rebalanced and reworked material. I mean, if this is boring, if you don't want to see it, that's fine. If you do, let me know, because that's how I'm going to keep bringing it back, because if I know there's interest. So, either way, we appreciate you guys stopping by. For those who are new to the game, for those who have tested it again, I will say I don't know what it's like watching the game, because I've always been a part of it, because I've, again, been developing it. But I hope it's been interesting to watch, or at least listen to. Yeah, please let us know what you think. Lost my train of thought, so it must be getting time to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to hear. It is good to hear. But yeah, like I said, I do look eventually in having some people on the stream participating in playing. I'll have to find a way to get the cards to you to pick and choose. So probably phone or whatever. We gotta figure it out. Details. But again, I'm trying to still incorporate this into the stream the best I can. But yeah, if you want to see more, let me know. I know I have your vote. Until then, this weekend Halo, and maybe next week we'll do more cards. We'll get some feedback, see what you guys think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we've got a lot on the list that we can touch on. But thank you again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me show off. I thank Gabe again for helping me with another game.
Oh, you're welcome. And anytime, this game is so much
fun. He's really good at lining up these ridiculous combos, like he did tonight. This is the first time he set up this particular combo, and that's kind of how the card game's built. It's meant to be different each time. So I don't think we've ever pulled the card that lets you move 4 spaces at once.
We haven't.
That's a first.
This is the first time we've actually done it.
There's a few things we have seen before, but there's a handful that was new still after all these plays. So, yeah, as far as learning it, I know with you watching, you've already picked up most of it. The rest of it's mainly just seeing for yourself what the cards and the abilities do and choosing how to build your character. And of course, I look forward to having that opportunity of doing that. And that's going to be best when I get the publisher behind it. Because when that happens, I'll find a way to get it to you guys, whether it's Etsy or whether it's selling it through a distributor or whatever. I'm going to make sure you guys can get access to the card game when it gets that far. But I'm still like I said, the patent's pending. It's a protected game. Still waiting for the patent to finish. When that's done, then the publisher talks will finish. So, still almost there. Just that little bit left. But yeah, anything you can do to give us feedback, to let us know what you think, what you think was really cool. Let me know what you what you wanted to learn more about, let me know. Just let us know how we're doing. But we appreciate your feedback. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I know a lot of you guys have been hanging out in overtime. Gabe, you've been working and decoding stuff while we were here. What you get any good toys you want to share before we shut this down?
As it sits, there's only one item that actually has piqued my interest, but everything else I've pretty much sold because I know we're going straight to merchant. So I'm currently pulling the last item, which right here, just see. There it is, and yeah, we're just going to go ahead and break that for a permanent +1 strength increase. Once you activate it, you destroy it. So
yeah, there are some items that you just crack them, break them, and then you get the benefits. So he got another boost to what, strength?
Strength, yeah.
So he's ending the night in 2 floors. He's done more leveling than you get in most games.
This is extremely true. The last item that seemed very interesting to pick up was it was a dual passive. So one passive is increase your max HP by 5 when this is equipped, and the second one is to gain 1 agility.
Another turn.
Another turn. So that's 7 turns. Which
That's
I'm
crazy.
Gonna pick
We've
up
never. I don't think we've ever gotten someone that fast.
I honestly don't think we have either, because that is ridiculous on how this is going. So that's actually.
And the fact that he gains counters for his other effects each turn that he has makes this that much more powerful. It's crazy. All he needs is something that does damage that takes off counters, and he can just unload. But it's been a fun night. You're at 75 health. I don't think I've updated that.
Yeah,
but anyway,
because I
appreciate you guys for sure. Thank you for tuning in. If there's anyone you know that's interested in this game, let me know, let them know, and we will put this back on stream. We'll show it off. It'll be a little cleaner, a little smoother next time because we were learning how to set up the table this time with all the cameras and all the nonsense. I wish I could take a picture of this. I've got 2 tables set up. I've got the one that I'm sitting at right now with Gabe. I've got another table next to it with stuff I didn't have room for. So you can see a little bit of it there. It's a bit of a mess.
There's a better angle.